macOS, the most polished operating system on the planet, right? Well, close enough. I think macOS is beautiful, and I think Apple has done a great job over the years to optimize this. However, I do think it is missing out some very key critical features that could make your experience either really, really good or really, really bad. And these are the apps I install before I even sign into iCloud, honestly. So let's dive into it. So a little bit about me. I use my Mac for a lot of heavy work. I use multiple displays. I have a ton of spreadsheets open, and I have to use a mouse to be able to, work a little bit more efficiently. I wanted to like the Apple Magic Mouse, but it's just something that I couldn't really get used to it. So I bought, just like probably any other Mac user, I bought the MX Master 3, and I have been using that for some time. But there's a little bit of a problem with that, and let me show you what it is. So here I am on Apple's Vision Pro page on Safari, and I'm scrolling using my Magic Mouse. So this is the Apple Magic Mouse. As you can see, the scrolling is very smooth. Let me show you what happens when I switch over to MX3. You see how it's like choppy and it's jumping, it's not smooth. And I don't like it. So I've been searching for some options. There are a couple of things. I think there's linear mouse, but I found this app. It's called Moz, and it's been working out really well for me. You can literally just, go to the website and, read the details if you like. But a couple of ways to download. You can just download directly, or you can just copy paste this terminal. But once it's downloaded, you'll see on the menu bar an icon will pop up. And if you go ahead and click on that one, you'll see some options like preferences, which I recommend to take a look at it. The first thing I do, I check this box. So it opens up every single time. And then you can decide which wheel direction to select. I think there's only one correct way, but that's a bit personal. Once you select all of this, now your MX3 mouse or any other mouse, it doesn't have to be Logitech mouse, it could be any mouse, will actually scroll smooth. So let's use it. I'm using my MX3, and as you can see, it is very smooth. And your experience is overall obviously a little bit better since this doesn't require a whole lot of configuration. On the next, we have Parallels Toolbox. Don't mix this up with the Parallels that you can download to your computer. Essentially allows you to have Windows 11 set up on your Mac. So this one is a little bit different. Essentially, it is a bundle of products that are giving you full access to a number of the tools. You can review a list of the tools from here. Once you download the app, you'll have this kind of a wrench icon on your menu bar. There's a library category that you can see the entire list. There are many of them, such as this video conversion tool that I use quite often. You can use this to shrink video size or convert the format if you're sending something to someone. And then kind of, add things into your dashboard as like a frequently used items. There are a lot of tools. Some of them are very useful. Some of them are maybe a little bit redundant, but it all depends on, obviously, your use case. But overall, I think it's a good set of products that can be used for a lot of purposes. It's about like $25 on annual basis. I mean, the value is there for you if you're, going to be utilizing a lot of these tools separately. But I could also see how it could be a little bit pricey for what it is. On the next, we have BetterDisplay. It's not a secret that macOS treats third-party monitors as second-class citizens. The text looks soft on 4K displays because there is no real HIDPI scaling, meaning brightness controls do not work over the HDMI or DisplayPort. This is the one that drives me the most insane, because Apple sells the Studio Display for $1,600. It's because every other monitor looks worse on a Mac than it should. BetterDisplay fixes that and shows you the problem was never the monitors, it was the macOS the whole time. Once you download, you'll see the menu bar icon, and it gives you a variety of options from changing the refresh rate, resolution, and some specific settings that could be exclusive to your monitor. You can read the website and, it talks about a lot of options here, but there's a free version of this, and it was really helpful. And you can just pay $10 for lifetime, which I did. And I think this is absolutely one of the most critical apps that I currently have on my Mac, and it's been great. It can also let you push your MacBook's display beyond its factory settings. Obviously do that with some risk, right? But I've been using this for a couple of years now, and especially when I use my Mac outside of the house on a bright environment, this is a really cool setting to have. On the next, we have DropOver. The moment you start dragging a file, macOS forces you to commit to a destination. If you change your mind, you start over. There is no holding area, no shelf. Apple has had decades to figure out drag and drop. Every other operating system gives you a way to stage files before you move them. macOS still does not, and drag and drop is still a challenge. As an example, I saved a couple of temporary files on my desktop. You can select a couple of images, and you can shake your cursor after the installation, and it creates this temporary shelf where you can move around and you can put between spaces. Anyone who works with files, screenshots, or assets every day definitely needs this on their Mac device. For further functionality, you can right-click and it gives you a ton more other options. You can airdrop it, send as a message, you can compress it, or create a temporary link. As someone who works with files, assets throughout the day, this app has made my workflow a lot more seamlessly. I used to just save the files on some kind of a temporary place, and it would clutter my desktop or files in general. So it eliminated that entirely. If you accidentally close any of the shelves, you can go back and look at recent shelves and get those shelves or assets back. It holds a certain amount of days and it deletes, I believe, after 14 days, which I believe you can also adjust that. But it's a really cool feature if you don't want to save these files on your desktop. 10 out of 10. On the next, I want to talk about Swish. macOS has fantastic trackpad gestures everywhere except window management. You can 3-finger swipe between spaces, but you cannot do anything useful by swiping on a window itself. This app that pairs with Rectangle, if Rectangle is the keyboard answer to bad window management, Swish is the trackpad answer. Who's this for? Well, if you are like myself, time to time using your MacBook without a mouse, you really want to be able to take a full advantage of the trackpad. And what I like about this app more than anything, it feels native. Like Apple has already built that on their operating system, although they haven't. Once you download the app, it gives you a quick tutorial on how to use it, which you can see on the right side of the screen. I am just using my trackpad, and if I want to snap this to the right, I just use 2 fingers, and I want to snap to the left, I use 2 fingers, snap to the left. It is very intuitive and it is very easy to use. Once you get used to it, it is really hard to go back. This is an app that I use on a daily basis, and I cannot imagine any other way. It has one-time paid purchase. There is no monthly subscription. It does a lot of the things that you need it to do, and I cannot emphasize how important this is if you're using your trackpad on a daily basis. On the next, I want to talk about something important to me. May not be as important to you, but it's the cleaning your keyboard, right? So when you are trying to clean your keyboard, there is really no permanent way to deactivate your keyboard. So meaning when you are using a cloth and rubbing things on your keys, the laptop turns on. So this app, essentially, you download it, it is entirely free, and it disables your keyboard entirely while you're cleaning it. So it prevents false inputs. I'm not sure, maybe there are other and better ways to do this, and if you do, let me know in the comments. But very simple tool, you just click and it disables, and you clean your keyboard, you come back, and you click again, and it enables, and you close the app. So anytime I need to clean up my keyboard, I definitely take advantage of this. I know it's a very basic app, but it certainly makes the cleaning experience a little bit less obnoxious because you're not concerned about if you're, accidentally opening an app or deleting an app or constantly pushing your keyboard. That's it for this one. These are the few tools I use almost every day, and they've helped me become a lot more efficient in my workflow. Of course, everyone's needs are a little different, but I do think these tools are pretty universal in terms of how they can help. To me, the best tool is the one that you use without even thinking about it. It should almost feel native to your operating system, like it naturally belongs in the way that you work. I'll put the links in the description, so check them out and let me know what you think. Hopefully some of these help you too. I am also testing a few other tools right now, so maybe I'll do a follow-up video on those soon as well. Let me know if that's something that you want to see. Thanks for watching. This is Almost Perfect, and I'll see you in the next one.